Hey, good morning. This is Meir Vilensky with Driving Markets. Yesterday I got some feedback that maybe the sound is not very good on the YouTube that I'm doing on Driving Markets. So what I'm going to do, if I remember, I'm going to get my earphones, and what I'll do is I'll speak into the earphones. Maybe that will actually make it better. At the moment I'm speaking on my Bluetooth, and maybe the Bluetooth sound is not very effective. So if you could just give me some feedback on the sound and just tell me if it sounds good or sounds terrible. And tomorrow, please God, what I'll do is I'll bring my earphones. I'll speak on Driving Markets through my earphones. Okay, so quick recap. Markets last night jumped up again. The intraday high was surpassed again, went to super highs. I think you're going to be on the march upwards for at least the next few days. However, I do expect there to be a pullback. A pullback simply means that there'll be some profit taking, because there's been a lot of profit, a big rise. So therefore I expect there to be a pullback, and that's one of the reasons why I keep saying take out a short. Again, a short, what does a short mean? It means that you sell something you don't own. So you go short of the actual asset, whether it's a share or whether it's an index or commodity, and then hopefully if you go short it goes down and you buy back later on cheaper. I want to discuss today leverage trading or margin trading. Right, everything that I'm recommending or discuss or suggest is to do with platforms that deal with leverage trading or margin trading. That's the same meaning, different word, as follows. So when you go and buy 1,000 shares of $1 each, then you have to lay out $1,000 for those shares. So say you buy share ABC PLC or ABC Limited, then the $1 each, you want to buy 1,000 shares, you deposit $1,000 and you get 1,000 shares. On leverage trading, you don't have to deposit the $1,000. You deposit a much smaller amount, whether it could be $100, depends on the provider. It could be $300. It depends on what the ratio is of your deposit to what they're willing to leverage to give you extra in order for you to purchase or deal in that asset. So, for example, in the UK, it's 1 to 30. So for every $1 or £1 you put in, you get £30 worth of purchasing power. Now, the good thing about leverage trading is simple, is that you put in a small amount of money, but you get exactly the same exposure in that particular asset. So it's less money in, and you still get the same number of shares or the same exposure in that asset as if you've put in the extra amount. So where does that extra amount come from? What, someone just gives you the difference of say $700 or $800? No, the platform provider will allow you to use your money to leverage up, and then on the difference they will charge you an annual interest charge of around about 2.75% divided by 365 days, and you pay every overnight that you hold that asset, you pay for it. So you have an overnight holding charge. So if, for example, you've put in $1,000 into your account and you're holding $3,000 worth of assets, then you will see a few dollars being deducted from your account overnight, and that is called an overnight holding charge, which is the charge for giving you that extra leverage, that extra bit of money to buy the asset. It's exactly the same as a mortgage. When you go to buy a house, you don't put down the $100,000 for the house. You go down to the bank and you borrow $75,000 and you put in $25,000. That is called a mortgage, or in other words, you're leveraging your $25,000 in order to borrow an extra $75,000 or £75,000, whichever country you're in, and that's called a mortgage. By taking out a mortgage, that allows you to buy the house. However, on the mortgage amount, you pay interest exactly the same when you're trading on a leverage product or a margin product. You put down an amount of money and the platform provider provides you with that additional purchasing power, and on that additional purchasing power you pay interest. That's called leverage and margin, and that is a great asset. It's a great benefit on leverage trading. However, since you don't own the product 100%, if that deal, that whether you're going long or going short, moves against you, then you could end up losing all of your deposit because you haven't got enough money on the account. That's why when I say you trade small amounts to allow you to ride out the storm, so you're not closed out and you're not wiped out. So that's the message today on leverage and margin trading. This is Meir Walensky with Driving Markets. I hope that's informative. If you want to get a hold of me, you can contact me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Instagram, or you can comment on this YouTube. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a good day.